That snarkiness, that over-analyzing of things, those are clear symptoms of worry and doubt and stress and fear just eating you up from inside. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where we unpack, untangle and unwrap the leadership lessons from history, fiction, politics and everything in between. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more leadership lessons. Remember to give a comment down below for any leaders you want to see covered in these videos. Other than that, buckle up and think like a leader.
Over the past 6 months, all 4 of these guys have been released, and now one of them shows up dead. Someone's after that money, and they're willing to kill for it.
You're getting ahead of yourself. You don't know that Mather's death is connected to the money yet. Don't turn this into something bigger than it is, not with Captain Wuntch watching us at all times.
Ew. When'd they put that in?
Right after Wuntch got promoted. She had it installed at that height so she'd, quote, always be looking down at me, unquote. Treat this like a regular case.
Sir, with all due respect, this is an epic case. It's the reason I became a cop.
So 2 things I just noticed. The first one being that there seems to be 2 distinctly different thinking preferences happening here between Captain Holt and Jake. So Captain Holt being the more left brain thinking preference and Jake being the more right brain thinking preference. Between the left and the right, we can see on the left that the left brain thinking preferences, they are more analytical, more precise in their way of doing things, very orderly, very systematic in their approach, neat, and tend to work on facts. So they're very analytical. They don't just jump into a new situation. They plan it. They have to be precise. Everything goes according to plan. Very orderly. Their workspaces, their attire, everything's got a place and everything should be in their place. Very systematic in their approach. A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D, leads to E, so forth. Very neat and orderly. You can see by their attire, you can see by their workspaces, you can see by the way they think. It's very neat, it's very structured, and they tend to work on facts. The right brain thinking preference, on the other hand, is quite different. They tend to be more freewheeling, so they work a lot on instinct and gut feeling. They're very fluid in their approach to things. It doesn't have to be structured for them to start. Can just jump in, and they tend to jump around in their way of doing things. But they're very fluid when it comes to new ideas, discussing techniques, situations. It can seem quite chaotic, especially to a left brain thinking preference. They tend to jump around. They aren't structured, so it doesn't go A, B, C, D. It tends to jump from A to Q to Z to E to F. Chaotic it can seem in their approach to doing things, but they do get the job done. It can seem also that they are quite disorderly. You can even see by Jake and Captain Holt, the way they are dressed is quite different. The problem comes in, you don't understand how the other person thinks. You don't understand what their sensibilities are, what their driving factors are, because how they think influences what they do. And the clash comes in because you're not seeing things from their perspective, from the other person's perspective. The second thing I noticed is that Captain Holt seems to be afraid or constantly looking over his shoulder about his superior, and that's a bad situation to be in, because if you're constantly living with this sense of having to look over your shoulder constantly, you're not getting things done, and that stress and that worry is going to eat you up. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to try and pass that off onto your team because you're afraid and you are worried about getting things done, and so you're going to try and micromanage your team. It happens all the time. So be aware that you can't move up to your higher values or to your higher goals if you don't feel safe and secure. So if you are the team leader, you need to make sure that your team feels safe and secure and that they trust you, and that you need to show that you trust them and their decisions.
This is a very important case, Raymond. To me and to the city of New York. I'm not sure the 9-9 has the resources to deal with something of this magnitude.
I understand the politics. This is a high-profile case. Do what you must.
What I was going to say is, since you don't have the resources, I'll give you anything you need. The case is yours. You have my full support.
What? Peralta, I'm putting myself on this investigation with you.
What? Why?
Wuntch is up to something. There's only one reason why she would let us keep this case. I'm coming along so that you don't waste time and resources turning this investigation into another Ron McClane movie.
Oh, you know it's John McClane.
I've made my decision.
And what's happening now is what I said was going to happen. Because Captain Holt doesn't feel safe and secure, he can't move up into his hierarchy of needs to get to the end result, to get to the big picture, because he's so focused on looking over his shoulder that he now tries to take control of the situation and he's trying to micromanage his team, which leads again to distrust because his team doesn't feel now free to make the decisions, to make the call, and to move up in their hierarchy of needs to get to the end result. It's just it's a bad leadership style to try and micromanage a team, to not show that you trust them. And it leads to a chain. It just comes back to you in the end because you don't feel trusted. You're making other people feel that they're not trusted, which leads just in a circle. It just doesn't end.
End of discussion.
All right, fine. But you're gonna have to take your own car. I signed out that drug dealer's Lamborghini from the impound. It only has 2 seats.
I saw that you had made that request. I changed it to a sensible sedan.
Dr. Sussman wants a private chat with me. Thanks for warming her up, Santiago.
They didn't give 8th grade Amy the key to the teacher's lounge just for nothing. Okay, I'll just show them the stuff that I was into when I was their age. Hello, friends. Who here would like to see a presentation about crime statistics as a function of demographics and time? Who wants to see a picture of a dead body?
I know this seems like a ridiculous situation to ask children that sort of question, but what Amy did now was called situational leadership. She didn't just focus on what she thought would be interesting. She catered to what they would find interesting. She wants more statistics and analysis and all kinds of different things, which is more left brain focused. And what they wanted was, again, to have an enjoyable experience. And that's situational leadership. It's not leading about what you want. Remember, leadership is not about what you want. It's about getting the end result, getting the experience, looking after your team, making more leaders. Well done, Amy.
Bloodsoul lives at the end of this hall.
Hey, check it out. Half-packed suitcase. Looks like Bloodsoe was planning a trip until he got interrupted by someone.
Or something.
Like what?
I don't know, I just thought it would help the intrigue.
It did.
That's enough chit-chat already.
Come on, how many people have to get killed before you start having fun?
You do know it's our job to stop the killing, right?
That snarkiness, that over-analyzing of things, those are clear symptoms of worry and doubt and stress and fear just eating you up from inside.
I don't see him.
Oh, he's here. I can feel it.
He is. He's dead.
What?
His body is right here.
Damn it! Bad news, Bloodsoe escaped from the hospital and we're all screwed. But pretty sunset. Oh man, look at the captain. He's pacing slowly. For him, that's like a full-on rage-fueled freakout.
The only thing worse is when he stands perfectly still. Oh no, he's standing perfectly still.
There's such a lack of understanding and care and safety and security in Holt's leadership from his superior officers. And that leads to this breakdown where he's just now stuck in this analysis paralysis. And the dangers of getting into that sort of situation is that you never move on without some sort of external push. And so you're constantly thinking about things, and you're not moving on to getting things done because you're so worried about making a mistake that you're not getting anything done.
Hey, Captain. What you thinking about?
Mostly about how Madeline Wuntch will destroy me because you wanted a helicopter to play action movies.
And all you can think about is Madeline Wuntch.
You're right. I was rotting away behind a desk in the public relations department. All I wanted was the chance to do good police work again. I just got it. And I blew it. I'm tired of politics. Let's get that punk!
An excellent display of emotional intelligence by Captain Holt. By looking inward, he realized that he was stuck in this analysis paralysis, that he was so focused, so worried about what the politics would be around the situation, about what his superior would say if this, what if. But he took control of the situation, took control of his emotions and moved past it. He's gone from being led by his emotions to leading his emotions. He moved past the worry, the doubt, the fear that was eating him up. And now he's taking charge again of the team, of the mission, and leading as the situation calls for, to move them, to motivate Jake in a way that gets the job done.
Bloodsoe.
This is amazing. Of course, we have no idea where he is, but I love where your head's at.
He has no family. Maybe there was a girlfriend or someone he worked with at the coffee shop.
The coffee shop.
It's Bloodsoe! Go! Take down, flat on the ground!
Over here!
Right left, right right!
that seems to be the end of this episode for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Let me know what you thought about this episode. If I missed something or you want to add something about Brooklyn Nine-Nine, please leave a comment. If you've got a leader that you want to see covered in one of these videos, leave a comment down below and I'm sure I'll get to it. Other than that, remember to subscribe and think like a leader.